Right. We can see dramatic visuals. The police has, I think there is tear gas because of the protesters at the Shambhu border. Let us remind you, viewers, that the farmers' protest was happening today at various locations, and we can see visuals of tear gas, certain commotion there. The farmer leaders from Punjab, Haryana and Uttar Pradesh earlier had met with the union minister last evening, but of course most of the issues were not resolved, and the farmers continued with the march today. Their demand being the enactment of law to guarantee a minimum support price for crops. And now we can see that tear gas had to be released to probably control the situation, which seems to have gotten out of hand. You can see a commotion there on your screen, viewers. The cops have resorted to tear gas. Now, the legal guarantee of minimum support price for crops was, of course, the prime reason for the protest. But apart from this, the farmers also demanded the implementation of Swaminathan Commission's recommendations, as well as a farm debt waiver. The union minister, of course, had said that their motive was to protect the farmers' right. This had come from Arjun Munda, the union agriculture minister. Earlier, the traffic police had issued advisory to the commuters, and there was heavy security deployment to avoid any untoward situation. And of course, now the cops have had to resort to tear gas at Shambhu. There's high drama at Punjab, Haryana as well. High drama at Punjab, Haryana. The cops have resorted to tear gas. Big breaking news coming in. The Union Agriculture Minister Arjun Munda, along with Food and Consumer Affairs Minister Piyush Goyal, had attended the second round of talks with farmer leaders last evening. But of course, they said that a consensus was reached on most of the issues concerning the farmers. However, the farmers asserted that they would continue the march, and now, of course, the cops have had to resort to tear gas at the Shambhu border. The Samyukta Kisan Morcha and Kisan Mazdoor Morcha had announced that the farmers will head to Delhi earlier to press the centre to accept their demands, including the enactment of law to guarantee a minimum support price for crops. Now, this legal guarantee, of course, was the prime reason for the protest, but apart from this, the farmers also demanded the implementation of Swaminathan Commission's recommendations as well as farm debt waiver. The centre, let us remind you, viewers, has agreed to withdraw cases filed in 2020-21, and they agreed to compensate kin of those dead in 2020-21 stir. And the Union Agriculture Minister Arjun Munda, of course, said that the motive was to protect the farmers' right. But as you can see the visuals on your screen, the cops had to resort to tear gas. Quite a lot of commotion out there. Probably the situation got out of control. Tear gas shells were fired by the cops.
यार कहाँ गया सिकंदर? ओ भाई साइड हो जाए यार प्लीज।
बॉर्डर हो गया हमारा, और चंदी बॉर्डर हो गया, टीकरी बॉर्डर हो गया, जो ये द्वारका डिस्ट्रिक्ट का है झड़ौदा बॉर्डर। यहाँ पर हमने सारे प्रॉपर अरेंजमेंट लगा रखे हैं। न केवल अरेंजमेंट लगा रखे हैं बल्कि सोशल मीडिया मॉनिटरिंग, हमारे कुछ स्टाफ जो हैं इंफॉर्मेशन गैदर करने के लिए पंजाब हरियाणा सभी जगह डिप्लॉयड हैं।
जी सर, किस तरह के जो सिक्योरिटी मेजर्स लिए गए हैं, क्या क्या अगर इक्विपमेंट, जैसे हमने देखा कि बहुत जगहों पे कंक्रीट स्लब्स लगाए गए हैं, किस तरह के यहाँ पर किस तरह के?
देखिए, जैसा मैंने बताया कि ट्रैक्टर ट्रॉली को दिल्ली बॉर्डर के अंदर पूरी तरीके से प्रतिबंधित रहते हैं, तो उनको रोकने के लिए जो हमारे पास रिसोर्सेज हैं, हमारे पास जर्सी बैरियर्स हैं बड़े छोटे, और उसके अलावा अदर रिसोर्सेज जो कि लेजिटिमेट हैं उनको सभी को यूज़ कर रहे हैं।
जी सर, हमने देखा कि ड्रोन का भी यूज़ हो रहा है, तो ड्रोन का बेसिकली दूर से देखने के लिए कि कोई इस तरह बढ़ ना रहा हो, इसलिए होगा डेफिनेटली रिकॉर्डिंग के पर्पज से है कि
आज की डेट में ड्रोन बहुत ही इफ़ेक्टिव टूल है किसी भी व्यक्ति की मॉनिटरिंग करने का, कोई प्रोग्राम है उसकी मॉनिटरिंग करने का एक अच्छा ओवरव्यू देता है कि न केवल फ्रंट रो बल्कि उसके आगे के लोग भी किस तरीके से उसमें क्या तैयारी कर रहे हैं, या कोई वहाँ से कोई हथियार का इस्तेमाल कर रहा है या कुछ भी अगर न्यूसेंस क्रिएट कर रहा है, तो वो हम आइडेंटिफाई कर सकते हैं ड्रोन के माध्यम से। तो हम इसका सफिशिएंट यूज़ करेंगे ड्रोन का। थैंक यू।
Right, my colleague Harsha Chandwani is joining us from Shambhu border. Harsha, as we understand, the security arrangement was in place, drones were there, barricades were there, but the cops finally had to resort to use tear gas to control the situation. What happened that the cops had to resort to tear gas? If you could take us through it.
So right now I'm at Shambhu border only, and the internet has suspended and the security arrangement has intensified here. But what we saw is that from nearby villages, farmers in huge number, approximately 1,000 to 2,000 farmers in huge numbers gathered here at Shambhu border, and they were trying to break the barricade. At that time only, after continuous warning from the side of Punjab and Haryana police both, because two level of barricading has been done, security has been deployed at Shambhu border, one towards Ambala and one towards the Punjab area itself. There was continuously warning to the farmers to not gather at Shambhu border and go to their respective villages. They were not listening to it, and they came in tractor trolleys, two-wheelers, four-wheelers. They gathered there and were sort of sloganeering, and there were a lot of chaos here at Shambhu border. And that was a time when police officials, the Punjab police officials and Haryana police officials had to resort to use tear gas shells. And after that, few people have dispersed, but several farmers have been also detained because there were many. According to Punjab police officials, they disguised as farmers also, and they were trying to portray hooliganism here at the Shambhu border. This was the time when action was initiated by police officials. They were after almost 4 to 5 warnings, and when they tried to break the first level of barricading, which is the iron barricading, only at that time tear gas shell were used, and that too to disperse the crowd, to disperse the farmers, and to ask them that go to their villages, because what we have seen from Kurukshetra to Ambala in Punjab, it's not easy to enter the Punjab border. Several layers of barricading has been done, several routes have been diverted, and from Kurukshetra to Ambala, almost 10 to 15 road diversions is what we have seen. Therefore, there's no vehicular movement, no commuters are allowed, only emergency vehicles are allowed to cross the Shambhu border and go towards Punjab. And so similarly from Punjab, and from Punjab to Delhi, only emergency vehicles are allowed, and none of the commuters are allowed. Entire almost 5 to 6 flyovers are also blocked by the Punjab and Haryana police officials. So the situation here on ground is very troublesome. In fact, right now also the farmers have gathered here. They have not dispersed. They have not gone back to their villages. While some have been detained, but police is trying to talk to to them and continuously trying to continuously trying to communicate with them and asking them to go back to their villages. But right now, after tear gas, right now, what we see that some of the farmers have dispersed, but some are still standing in the corner of the road at Shambhu border. They are not right now towards the barricade, but we see a lot of tractors and trolleys here coming from nearby villages and gathering here at Shambhu border. So it is very stringent security measures have been adopted by the police officials. The security is heightened, but still the situation is troublesome here and also worrisome because in huge number, in lakhs and lakhs number, farmers from Punjab and different places in Punjab like Ludhiana, Amritsar and Khanna and several villages have left from the villages and are proceeding towards Shambhu border, because Shambhu is the border. After that only there's Singhu border, which is the Delhi border to enter Delhi, to international capital. Therefore, the situation on ground is very worrisome, but police is continuously trying to monitor the situation through drone and through flag marches, through marches in villages as well, and also monitoring through drones in villages and outside the villages as well. Back to you.
Right, Harsha. Of course, the situation is very volatile out there. We can see that farmers have erupted in huge numbers. Of course, it's very difficult for the cops to control the situation. But I would want to ask you, are there any reports of any injuries out there? Because it seems quite a pandemonium out there right now.
So, as of now, there's no injury. As of now, there's no injury. None of the police official or the farmers have been hurt because only tear gas shells were used by police officials. They didn't even use their wooden rod or acrylic rod to beat the farmers. None of the violent methods were used by farmers or the police officials too. Only the warning through also tear gas shells were used by police officials. None of the farmers are injured. But yes, almost 7 to 8 have been taken into police custody. They have been detained and are being taken to the nearby Ambala police station. What we have got to know right now, but none of the farmers are injured. But yes, this matter, what we got to know through the farmer leaders Shiv Kumar Kaka and Sarvinder Singh, Sarwan Singh Pandher and Jagjeet Singh Dallan. These all farmer leaders have asked more and more farmers to gather and come out of their villages, come through their tractors and trolleys, and they are proceeding towards Delhi on their agitation, which is called Delhi Chalo March towards Delhi, where they are demanding for an enactment of legislation for the MSP of crops. But right now, what these farmer leaders have told us that the 5 hours meeting with the union minister was of failure. Their demands are not met, and only 3 to 4 demands union ministers have agreed to accept. But one, which is the law for MSP, they are not agreeing to it because the government has said that a committee will be formed to look into the law for the MSP. But the farmers doesn't want any sort of committee to be made for MSP. They directly want that law should be made and it should be implemented by the government of India. So the talks were failure, and therefore the now are moving towards national capital. And one thing which we have saw on the sea is which we are witnessing here at Shambhu border is that as compared to 2021, this time the tractors and trolleys of farmers are modified. Last time we saw they had some sort of bulldozer style. We are witnessing that bulldozer style tractors and trolleys are being used by farmers.